matchup with Ngannou. Oh, goes the win! Francis Ngannou has arrived! Aging Stipe Miocic, Francis Ngannou is coming!
Meet Francis Ngannou, also known as the Predator or the Beast in the UFC world. This Cameroonian mixed martial artist has made a name for himself with his explosive striking power and ferocious fighting style. With a professional record of 14 wins and only 3 losses, Francis has proven to be a force to be reckoned with in the heavyweight division. Francis's journey to becoming a professional MMA fighter began in his home country of Cameroon, where he was working as a sand miner and bouncer. Despite having little to no prior combat sports experience, Francis was drawn to the sport and decided to pursue it as a career. In 2013, Francis moved to France to train in MMA, and he made his professional debut in late 2014. He quickly made a name for himself in European promotions, winning his first 6 fights by KO or TKO. His impressive record caught the attention of the UFC, and in 2015, he signed a contract with the organization. On December 19, 2015, Francis made his debut against Luis Enrique. The first round saw Luis secure a takedown and connect with some punches on the feet, but Francis also connected.
Let's see how Ngannou works off of his back here.
Once Luis was unable to take him down in the second round, Francis unloaded with a barrage of heavy punches and eventually connected with an uppercut that dropped Luis, sealing the finish with a huge hammer fist.
Right hand sneaks through, catches him on the temple.
Francis the Predator Ngannou!
The fight between Francis Ngannou and Curtis Blaydes was a highly anticipated one, with both fighters known for their impressive striking abilities. Despite Curtis Blaydes being a skilled wrestler and securing a takedown in the first round, Francis dominated the fight on the feet and even dropped Curtis with a straight right. The beating continued into the second round, causing Curtis's eye to swell up like a balloon, rendering him unable to see. The doctor was forced to intervene, stopping the fight in the final round.
You see Curtis Blaydes imploring the doctor, I can see out of my eye, I want to...
The doctor is stopping the fight, so that is going to do it.
And resulting in Francis emerging victorious.
Ngannou!
Francis's next opponent was Bohan Mihajlovic, and it was clear from the start that Francis was the stronger striker. In just 94 seconds, Francis connected with a barrage of punches, dropping Bohan and finishing him with ground and pound, earning a TKO victory.
Covering up, there's not much you can do when Ngannou's dropping.
A stop to this contest at 1 minute, 34 seconds of the very first round. Ngannou!
First of all, Francis, congratulations on your 3rd victory here in the
You know that I'm ready for fight, and I'm ready for any step.
Francis's next challenge came in the form of Anthony Hamilton. Despite getting taken down early, Francis quickly regained control and locked up a guillotine choke, forcing Anthony to tap and securing a submission victory.
Round 1! He's got a lot of outstanding...
4 years ago, this dude didn't even know what MMA was.
Your winner, Francis the Predator!
His next fight was against former UFC heavyweight champion Andrei Arlovski. Many expected this to be a tough test for Francis, but he proved that he was a force to be reckoned with, connecting with a powerful right hand that dropped Andre, before finishing him with a ground and pound, earning a TKO victory.
Live and in color!
A stop to this contest at 1 minute, 32 seconds of the very first
Ngannou, Francis, you've been on a tear since coming to the UFC, but
I'm very up because after my last fight, I asked him about and former champ, and then today I was very...
Francis Ngannou and Alistair Overeem were 2 of the most feared strikers in the UFC's heavyweight division, so it was no surprise that their fight at the UFC 218 was highly anticipated. The 2 fighters clinched up early on, but it was Francis who delivered the first significant blow, connecting with a huge uppercut that knocked out Overeem.
That's what we
finish was sealed with a big hammer fist, making it one of the most brutal knockouts in MMA history, and solidifying Francis as the top contender for the heavyweight championship.
Out now, you are absolutely the #1 contender. You just knocked him.
Very good, very good. And then I think I got it.
Oh no, you got a title shot.
In a surprising turn of events, Francis was given a quick turnaround and was scheduled to fight for the heavyweight championship only a month and a half later. His opponent was the reigning champion, Stipe Miocic. Francis was the favorite going into the fight, but despite getting off to a strong start by hurting Stipe early, he was unable to finish the fight. Stipe managed to survive and secure multiple takedowns, where he controlled Francis with ground and pound. Despite Francis's attempts to get back on his feet, he was unable to regain control of the fight.
Standing and cheering in Boston, Stipe Miocic has survived
and ended up losing by unanimous decision.
The undisputed UFC.
The loss was a setback for Francis and his team, who received backlash for their fight strategy. Regardless, he came back at UFC 226 to fight Derek Lewis. This fight had so much hype behind it, as both men were two of the heaviest hitters in the division. But literally, the worst possible outcome happened. It was clear that both men respected each other's power, but it was to a point that neither wanted to commit to any attacks, which resulted in the two circling each other for most of the fight. It got so bad that Herb Dean had to stop the fight to tell both men to get more active. Although it was very uneventful, it was Derek who did just enough, because for the most part, Francis was very hesitant and almost seemed afraid to pull the trigger. After 3 rounds, Derek won by unanimous decision. Francis, once on the brink of superstardom, now finds himself on a 2-fight losing streak and on the cusp of losing his job in the UFC. His quick rise to fame, followed by an equally swift fall, his next matchup against Curtis Blaydes seemed like it could be the final nail in the coffin. However, Francis had defeated Curtis before, but this time, Curtis had gone on a win streak and was close to a shot at the title. But Francis quickly spoiled these plans by dropping Curtis with a right hand before finishing him with ground and pound. It seems like Francis is back on top.
Blaydes' legs are gone. Ngannou steps in to look for an opportunity, forward on their knees and land on their face.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mark KO Francis the Predator.
First of all, my friend, tell me how good it feels to be back in the ring.
I just stumbled from the bottom of the water like.
Francis's next fight was a monumental test as he went up against former UFC heavyweight champion Cain Velasquez. Although Cain had been out of the octagon for almost 3 years, he was still considered by many to be one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. But Francis needed only 26 seconds to connect with punches that dropped Cain, ultimately leading to a finish.
Busted his knee, guys. What a fight already. Done. Remember, 26 seconds tonight. Incredible. This guy.
This win was not only impressive, but also a huge statement to the rest of the division.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Jason Herzog, knockout Francis.
All right, I am here with your winner, the number 3. Thoughts on a very quick fight and finish the biggest of your UFC career.
Okay. I want to dedicate this victory to my. I promise you guys, I'm back. I hope you like it. Thank you.
Francis's next fight would be a highly anticipated rematch against former UFC heavyweight champion Junior Dos Santos.
Junior Dos Santos has knocked out the...
Despite the fight going on a little longer compared to his 2 previous bouts, Francis finished Junior in a lightning-fast 71 seconds with a flurry of punches. This comeback victory against a formidable opponent would solidify Francis's position as a top contender in the heavyweight division.
Dean has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute. The Predator Ngannou.
Again, congratulations. Ever since you made your UFC debut in 2000.
Thank you, John. I feel very good. I'm very happy now.
At UFC 260, Francis faced off against champion Stipe Miocic in a highly anticipated rematch for the heavyweight title. Keeping a steady pace, Francis connected with a big right hand, setting up a failed takedown attempt by Miocic. Francis then landed big punches and attempted a takedown of his own, connecting with a nice kick to Miocic's face. In the second round, Francis dropped Miocic with a powerful left hand and continued to land punches. Miocic attempted a comeback, but was countered by Francis's devastating left hook, which folded him. Francis then finished the fight with a big hammer fist, becoming the new UFC heavyweight champion in one of the most thrilling fights in UFC history.
And new undisputed UFC heavyweight champion of the world, Francis the Predator Ngannou.
Francis Ngannou, the beast of the octagon, has proven time and time again that he is a force to be reckoned with in the UFC's heavyweight division. His raw power, striking ability, and finishing ability make him one of the most feared strikers in the sport. He has come a long way from his humble beginnings in Cameroon, and his journey to the top of the UFC has been nothing short of impressive. With his new heavyweight title win, Francis Ngannou is set to become one of the biggest names in MMA and will continue to be a major player in the sport for years to come. His story is a testament to the power of hard work, determination, and a never-say-die attitude.
Because I know exactly what's the reality here. Unfortunately, it's not a great reality. I want to, on my level, to provide a little bit of opportunity to those kids.
Francis Ngannou is a true inspiration for aspiring MMA fighters and for anyone who wants to achieve their dreams against all odds. The Beast of the Octagon will always be remembered for his brutal knockouts, his fighting spirit, and his willingness to take on anyone. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more exciting UFC content.
Much has
Thank
been
you
made
for
of
watching.
Velasquez's injuries, but in terms of his body, he's never felt more confident in it. Oh, Velasquez is hurt. Ngannou closes the show. Just like that, Francis Ngannou has knocked out